All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I want to thank everyone for being online right now with me tonight. It's your boy Trav here with Trade the Trends. And what we want to do is enrich, empower, and educate thousands, millions around the world into financial freedom. Okay. And we're going to do this through the foreign exchange market, Forex for short. If you haven't seen any of my previous videos, please go to the video labeled what is Forex, right? And then it will explain to you what is Forex, who's involved in the foreign exchange market, and how you can actually make money by exchanging one currency to another, such as the US dollar to the Japanese yen and back again, and how you can profit doing that, okay? But really what I want to do this call for, I want to give a quick update. It's almost a 90-day update, I would say. It's actually a little sooner than 90 days. 90 days will be September 29th because I started this journey on June 29th, or this, I wouldn't say journey, but this project, as I would call, it's a take $100 account to the point where it's making me $1,000 per week in income. That was the journey that I'm on, okay? So briefly, I'm going to get right into it. This is going to be real short. Let me minimize this for us right now so I can actually bring up, I can go ahead and bring this up so we can actually see, excuse me, see what's going on in my process, okay? So again, I started with a $100 account, okay? And basically with the $100, as you can actually see here, it's actually been 90 days almost. Let's see. So 90 days would be, because this is weekly, so 90 days would be 12 weeks, okay? So 12 weeks, actually I should be about 313, but because some weeks I was able to actually get more than 10%, I'm actually I'm at actually about 519. So I'm actually almost a month and some change ahead. I'm about 5 weeks actually ahead of my goal, of the goals, right? So I'm actually already at about week 17 after technically only 12 weeks. Like I said, I started this June 29th. It's actually what's today? It's like 9:26 or something like that right now, right? So definitely above, ahead of goal, right? So basically, let's see where we're at. Okay, and this is after, let's say I'm already at week 17. So let me, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna change this to I think it's 518 that I'm at right now. 518, phone just died, so can't see it. But 518. So let's say, okay, I've already done this for 12 weeks, right? There's 52 weeks in a year. So where should I be based on my goal once I get back into June 29th, 2020, right? Because I started 2019. So that would actually be what, about 40 more weeks, right? Because we've already done 12 weeks. So let's see. So again, where I'm at, so my next weekly goal, my account should have grown to 569, right? Now I'm in the midst of making $50 to $60 per week, this month, right? Because I'm compounding interest, my account is growing and I'm still growing at 10%, which is what we like to talk more about is code 72. And I'll talk more about that in another video, okay? So, so basically after a month from now, I should be about a $758 account, okay? 2 months from now, my account should now be at $1,000 account. So that should mean end of November going into December, my account should be at about $1,000, okay? So 12 weeks from now, so another three months, so going into January, that should be about a $1,600 account, making me between $140 and $150 a week, right? At this point, I started with $100, right? On June 29th, this account was $108, okay? And slowly but surely, again, it's a marathon. It is not a sprint. It's about the long game when it comes to money, right? Everybody wants microwave money, right? Microwave money only lasts a short time because it's microwave, right? You know, it's about longevity. It's about staying in the game longer, right? Being a conservative risk taker, but looking at the long-term goals, instead of being a high risk taker, possibly, you know, taking the bad losses that come with being at high risk, whereas conservative risk, it allows us to grow, you know, slowly but surely over a small period of time, okay? So again, let's look at, you know, at 20 weeks, right? 20 weeks from now, this account would be about a $3,000 account between $3,000 and $3,500. Generating me between $280 and $320 per week. Guys, that's gonna allow you at that point another almost $1,000 a month of income into your household, right? So let's fast forward to 40 weeks. Oh man, at this point where we at, this account could be between $19,000 and $23,000, right? Just think about that. After 40 weeks, right? 40 weeks from now, would you be okay with making between $1,500 to $2,100 per week because of a trading account that you started with $108, right? And that's my journey. That's the goal I'm on right now. So far, so good, of course. There's been bumps and bruises, but even through the bumps and bruises, as I stated, as you saw before, I was able to, you know, go from the $100 account to actually be able to be at almost the 17-week goal after only 12 weeks, right? Which is phenomenal, of course. So we started off making $10 to $12 a week. The account grows, that becomes $20, $30 a week, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. You guys see kind of that trend of how we use Code 72. If you're watching this, please, I definitely want you to watch the next video about Code 72 and why compound interest is the ninth wonder of the world. Unfortunately, we aren't told much about it, but look how we can make that money into a snowball effect. That's probably the term you've heard before, you know, the snowball effect, because you can see the account just continue to grow, you know, where after a year, right? After a year, you saw it here about 12 to 1,300 from the $100 account. Of course, I changed it to 518 because that's where I was. And I did 12 weeks from that, which would be about 40 weeks, right? About 40 weeks, which would have us at a $13,000 account that started at $108. Oh my goodness, right? And my goal is this is my journey, but I'm helping people along the way. You know, this is going to be my journey regardless, again, whether anyone joins me or not. And as you can see, that's still a profitable journey, you know, without anyone. But of course, it's definitely fun. It's definitely interesting. It definitely feels good also to be able to help others do the exact same thing to the point where they can say, hey, man, after a year from now, I can actually quit my job, right? I'll be making almost $4,000 a month in income, you know, from my phone and from my PC. I'm comfortable with changing my lifestyle and doing this full time, right? You know, or hey, I want to say, hey, after let's say, so after, you know, a year and a half, like I said, I'm making almost $10,000 a month, right? Because my account, again, the 10% profit becomes larger because your account gets larger, right? The more money our strategy and system makes you, the more money it's going to return to you, okay? You know, so again, I just want to kind of go over that. Like I said, well, right now, like I said, I took $108 to, like I said, again, I'm actually around the 17-week goal because I'm at 518. I'm right here between week 16 and 17 in between right there. And basically, like I said, good to go. You know, after 3 months, $108 to sit at 518, that's awesome, right? And yes, it can work for the same for $1,000 account or 10,000. Only thing you do here is add a zero, right? I'm going to show that example because I recommend everyone to start off with 1,000 because it immediately puts you in a position to really see your goals in your first 90 days, right? It sets you up immediately, right? Whereas, yes, in 90 days, right, which is 12 weeks, you're already seeing almost $285 or $280 a week, right? right? That's over $1,000 extra per month that you're seeing already in 90 days, right? You know, $1,000 sets you up to be able to see that, to see that potential, you know, that come from it, of course, right? You know, so that's real important, you know, that we look at that. So that's just something I wanted to share with you guys. You know, like I said, I'm using a $6.6 trillion a day market to help me do this, the foreign exchange market. You know, I explain what is Forex as well. You know, so if you want to link up and you want some more information, how do you get involved? How do you start? This is how much I can start with. We can set together and put the numbers together, make a plan, and I can tell you, okay, so this is going to be your initial investment, or this is how you can break up multiple investments over a course of time and not have to pay it all up front, right? You can, you know, add little by little, things like that. We can make that plan for you, see how that works. It all depends on your risk level, your comfortability, and really what your goals are, right? If your goal is to quit your job in 90 days, of course, let's talk about it, right? How much do you make per month, right? Right now, how much are your bills per month? Hey, they're usually somewhere between the $2,000 to $5,000 a month mark, right? So in order to do that, I would ask and say, hey, do you have $3,000 to start with, right? Because after, again, after 12 weeks, you're making between $800 to $900 a week. At that point, right? You know, hey, I want to do this in 90 days. Okay, would that help you do it in 90 days? Some would say, hey, if I can see $1,000 a week almost, I definitely feel comfortable parting ways with my job. Then they say, okay, well, let's get started, right? Let's get started, right? Let's start your 90 days now. So 90 days from today's exact date, this is the position you could possibly be in to make a decision or say, hey, I'm comfortable leaving my job. Right? Or you can say, you know what? Let me do this for 2 more months. And after 18 weeks, I'm seeing the consistent $1,500 a week at this point because I started at three grand. I am now even more comfortable, right? Because I've done this and this is what I'm seeing. This is where my account is at right now. I have $15,000 that's working for me. That at one point was 3,000. Now I know we have other savings. You should have other savings. You should have other investments as well. This should not be your only source of income. This should just be one sources of income for you. I will always say that this should not be your only source of income. This should only be one of the sources of income. If you choose to still stay at your job or maybe take a less stressful position, sometimes where we might take a step down, you know, or go part-time to still have a stream here, more time with our family, because I have another vehicle that's multiplying money for me as well, where I don't need 40 to 60 hours a week. I can now work 20, right? Still work, still do the things I like and love to do, but still now have more free time with family and do the things that I love and wish to do. Okay, so again, I appreciate everybody for watching this. If you would like a consultation, feel free to reach out to me via private message. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, I'm going to leave all my information in the description. If you want to join the team as well, you're ready to go. You want to start this 90-day spearhead to close out 2019, go into 2020, you know, sitting on, you know, some nice profits that are rolling into your financial goals early, right? Don't wait until 2020. We should start them now. So guess what? We start that snowball effect 3 months, let's talk about the momentum you're going to have by the time January hits. That's what it's about. It's not about really waiting to start in January, but actually, can we get momentum going into 2020? Okay. So again, I appreciate everybody for being on. Appreciate the value. I appreciate the opportunity. I want to see everybody at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. Okay.